What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to show you guys how to transform and customize your lace frontal from start to finish. So here is a before shot of the wig fresh out the box. I'm going to show you how to take it from this to this. We melted the lace, we styled the hair, we cut the wig. It just looks good. So if you want to find out how to get your lace frontal to lay like this, then just keep on watching. Featuring, of course, my beautiful sister as our model for today. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is bleach the knots. So here is what the knots look like unbleached. They're like these little black dots in the lace, and they keep you from getting that melted lace look. So obviously you're going to want to do this on the trash bag or something. I'm just going to mix some 40 volume developer and this Kiss powder lightener. I really like it because it has like a blue tone to it, so it keeps your lace from getting orange. But basically I just mixed it until I got like an icing consistency, almost like frozen yogurt, but not too runny because you don't want it to seep through the lace. And then I'm just using like a dye brush to gently, emphasis on gently, spread it all over the entire lace portion of the wig. Don't push it through because you don't want to bleach the roots of the actual hair. So just take your time with this and then go ahead and wrap in aluminum foil, and I let that sit for about 10 minutes to get my sister's skin color. If you're lighter, obviously you're gonna let it sit for a little bit longer. So after the timer went off, I washed the hair out with a purple toned shampoo. This one is just Shimmer Lights, but any purple shampoo would do. And I used any random conditioner on the hair. I really didn't care, but I focused mostly the shampoo on the knots because that's the part that's going to get that brassy tone that we're trying to get rid of. So I lathered it in and then I worked it over the rest of the hair. You guys can see here what the wig looks like after we bleach it, and it like melts into my skin a lot better than it did before. So I just conditioned the wig as usual, detangled it, and then we got on to plucking the hairline. You look like a little Ethiopian child. So in order to melt your lace, you're going to need to find a wig cap that matches your skin as closely as possible. We like to get these dark brown ones from Beauty Supply. And then I just went ahead and put the wig on her head so I can kind of see like what I was working with, I guess you could say. So when I pluck the hairline, how do I explain this now? So I part out a section that's going to be the baby hairs because we don't want to pluck out the edges of the wig. And then basically after I've parted a section from ear to ear, I just go in with a nice good pair of tweezers and I just like randomly start like tweezing hair. Like there's no real rhyme or reason to it. I just tweeze it until I think it looks like a natural hairline. You guys are just gonna have to watch me do it because it's kind of hard to explain, but you know, like natural hairlines will have little gaps and dips in it. So I just pluck it until I get that effect. Every couple of like seconds I go in with a wide tooth comb and comb out all the shed hairs from the lace, because obviously you're plucking it out, so you're gonna have some shed hair. And then I just go back again and section off another section, and I do the same thing. I just pluck until I think it looks natural. The goal here is to kind of like thin out the frontal so it doesn't look so perfect and it looks like more like a natural hairline basically. I also do a little bit of plucking at the sides. I don't know why that makes the wig look more natural, but it does. So if you're gonna do any extra plucking, like do it more towards like the sideburn ear area. Can't even talk. And then obviously I'm just gonna go ahead and comb that back. Then for like my last round of plucking, I don't section it or anything. I just go in and I just like thin out the very front of the hair so that when we slick it back, it looks a lot more natural. Y'all probably like, we're spending a lot of time plucking. Plucking is important because you can have the best wig in the world, but if you slap it on straight out the box and the hairline is too full, everyone's gonna know it's a wig. So stop making faces with my camera. Okay. So for the customization process, I like to start off by cutting off the lace, and I try to match it as much as possible to her hairline. Obviously, you always want your wig to sit in front of your hairline, but I don't cut my lace off all at once. I cut it in like little sections, and it's really important that when you cut it off, you kind of like make it a jagged edge, because when you just cut it off like straight across, you can see that line of demarcation more when you glue it down. So when you kind of make it a jagged edge like this and you cut off little by little, it keeps you from making mistakes, and it makes the lace look a lot more natural when it's against the skin. So take your time, because if you don't cut off enough, you can always go back and cut off more, but if you cut off too much, then the whole wig is ruined. You're just gonna have to throw it out. I like to leave a little extra lace around the sideburn ear area, because I don't know, that part is like what anchors the wig to the head. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Y'all will see in a second. But again, take your time when you're cutting around the ear. Don't like attack it with scissors. Just, it's no rush. Nobody's rushing you. Just take your time and don't cut off too much. And your ear tab should have enough extra hair on it so that you can like grab it and flip it up and down. That's how you know that your wig is on straight and not crooked, because your ear tabs are going to be like the little marker. So yeah. So the lace was too light for her skin, so we just went in with a BB cream and a brush, and we just I patted the foundation all over the lace to get her exact match. You want to make sure you use your exact foundation color for this, not like your contour color, and just let it dry before you put it back onto the head. So we covered the entire lace like all the way up to the front, and then when we were done, we put it back on her head to see if the color matched, and now you guys can see how much better that looks. Oh my god. Anyways, we're gonna go ahead and start laying it. I'm using both the Got2b glued gel and the Got2b glued hairspray. So basically I applied a thin layer of Got2b glued, blow dry on cold air, and then I use like a combination of my fingers and the back of the comb to like stick it on her skin, what I'm trying to say, and just apply a little extra over the ear. The ear tabs always need extra. And blow dry on cold air. Use the back of your comb. I would say use the back of your comb more than your fingers, because you know your fingers have oil on it. So after we have actually attached the lace to the skin, I sectioned off just a little bit of hair to be the baby hairs in like natural places. And when I cut my baby hairs, I don't cut them like straight across, because that gives it a really ugly blunt look. I cut with my scissors like vertically, so it's not so blunt. And then I just use one of those like toothbrush comb thingamabobbers and the yellow Got2b glue gel to lay her edges, because that gives the best hold, obviously. And we also parted the hair on the side, and then we just tied a scarf around it and waited for it to dry before we continued styling the hair. So for styling, I just use a random leave-in conditioner and this coconut hair oil that I got from the dollar store, and I use a really generous amount of the leave-in because we're going for like that wet look. And I also put a little more around the part so that top part can flatten out. Here I'm just running the oil through it, and then I went back in with the Demnon brush that I used earlier to kind of like define the curls a bit more. And then I actually also, I don't know if I showed this, but I also went in with some scissors and I like not layered it, but I shaped the hair a little bit more because it looked very like flat and triangle like. So I gave it some bangs. And what else did I do? Oh, that's it. But yeah, you guys, that is it for the wig transformation. I hope you all enjoyed, and if you did, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe for more content from me, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye. And my sister says bye too.